The Penang South Reclamation, PSR, project. Our lovely lecturer represent to you our group members. ALIF IKMAL, Mohammed Hafiz, NUZUL HAIKAL, NATASHA, IZZA or SAFINAZ.
The Penang South Reclamation PSR project. The Penang South Reclamation or PSR project is a reclamation project that involves the reclamation of three man-made islands, which are Island A, Island B, and Island C. The islands are wholly owned by the Penang state government and occupy a total area of 5,500 acres. The Penang state government project delivery partner PDP will be SRS Consortium, a joint venture between Gamuda Berhad, Ideal Property Development Sendian Berhad, and also Loy Poyen Holding Sendian Berhad. Basically, the purpose project is expected to keep the economic growth engine humming and help Penang and Malaysia continue to move up the value chain. The island will be used to expand the Bayan Lepas industrial zone as well as provide territory of the construction of a smart city. By constructing a mixed-use building on top of the reclaimed island, rising property prices and a shortage of high-quality affordable housing will be addressed and greatly reduced. This will be contributing towards solving Penang life ability concern due to its high speed and a ad-hoc development, in addition to aiding the sustainability of Penang economic growth.
Okay, now let's move to the element and material of the structure. Considerations of the design structure should be based on a calculated procedure that match the predicted loading response of the fill mass to the requirement imposed by the recovered land's future usage. So, for the Penang soft islands, the first one is, as we can see here, is silt curtain. The use of silt curtain is for the purpose of trapping the sediment during dredging and reclamation activities. It is meant to protect the environment. It is also helps to reduce the turbidity during the construction process. However, nowadays it's likely being employed for a considerably broader range of applications. It was including the watering, outfall control, and also intake protections. Next is bunds. Okay, the bunds that they use is rock. It was built around the reclamations to stabilize the ground and also the working area. Okay, bunds are built to ensure the integrity of the reclamations area by establishing existing subsoil, slope angles, and also the water levels. It does also act as a physical barrier to block the fine material from dispersing into the surrounding areas during sand filling process. Okay, when we talk about sand filling process, okay, for the filling material that they use is sand. Okay, this is because sand is the best material to be used as a reclamation fill because it is easy to handle. Extraction and transportation are easier, and also the hydraulic filling is feasible. By using sand filling, the reclaimed land able to achieve higher bearing capacity. Okay, next, the prefabricated vertical drain, or we call it as PVD. PVD is a geotextile filter wrapped plastic strips with molded channels that are prefabricated. These serve as drainage channels for pore water in soft compressible soils that consolidate more quickly when subjected to a steady surcharge load. The use of PVD to ensure the stability for future topside development and help to draw excess water to meet certain requirements. Okay, the last one is surcharge layer. Surcharge load on the design platform usually consisting of fill material due to the limit permeability of the soft soil. The surcharge load, in combination with the platform fill, impose stress on the underlying soft soil, resulting in the creation of excess pore water pressures that are sluggish to dissipate.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Alif bin IZMAN. For methods of construction Penang South Reclamation Project, there are 11 methods. It starts from dredging of reclamation sand. Dredging to mine sand from the seabed and use it for reclamation sand. Secondly, install silt curtains to keep material in suspension from construction and dredging work along coastlines from spreading to beaches or ecologically sensitive areas. Next, construct containment ponds. Ponds are built to ensure the integrity of the reclamation area by stabilizing existing subsoil, soil aggregate, and water levels. And then, sand rehandling to entails transporting sand by barge and temporarily dumping the filled material in the pit for storage. After that, sand filling process done in a measured and controlled manner within the confines of the area. Next, install turbidity real-time monitoring on site to provide continuous and real-time monitoring, allowing remedial work to be carried out immediately if the turbidity level exceeds the permissible level. Construct prefabricated vertical drains PVD. It used to draw excess water in order to meet certain requirements. The PVD drains excess water, reducing settlement time and hardening the foundation at the same time. Construction of drainage channel. Drainage channels are traditional vegetated open channel designed for non-erosive conveyance, creek and eco shoreline. The island's shorelines will support a diverse mix of microhabitats with ecological features specifically designed to promote biodiversity, nature and ecotourism. Mangrove reforestation to establish nurseries to supply mangrove saplings to coastal areas around Penang South Island. And lastly, build and deploy artificial reefs to cultivate corals. This environmental initiative will benefit the local fishing community by replenishing and improving the fish pond.
Hello, my name is NATASHA EZRIN binti Muhammad JEFRIN. So now I would like to explain about the issues on land reclamation. First, damage to sensitive marine habitat. As you know, majority of coastal reclamation projects involve pumping material from the offshore seabed into the reclamation area by using a dredger and a pipeline system. In result, by using these operations was high sediment concentrations in coastal waters. This can have impact on water quality and increase turbidity, which can cause irreversible damage to marine vegetation, coral reefs, and fisheries. Second, loss of mangrove or wetland. Coastal reclamation over existing mangrove and coastal wetlands invariably result in the loss of such habitat, disrupting the survival and welfare of these species as well as the nature balance. Also, to direct losses over the reclamation area, heavy silt content in coastal waters, disruption of fresh or saline water equilibrium, and other factors can all affect the growth or survival of mangrove. The last one was socio-economic impact. Changes to Penang's southern coastline may have impact on livelihood of the locals living near the project area. One of the consequences of this project for locals on the project site is the loss of fishing area. Fishermen are forced to venture further off the coast to catch some fish, typically up to 8 nautical miles off the coast. By doing this, it will give the fishermen increase the overall cost.
Hi, my name is Abdullah. I will explain to you guys about the adaptation of advanced technology to protect the environment. The sea level rise adaptation. There are two such of protection strategies. The most frequent coastal defense option is the hard protection. It is desirable to design for the protection of the greatest possible land area with the least amount of the infrastructure necessary. The second one is soft protection. It is using natural sedimentation and vegetation to create a buffer zone. This method is useful if there are surrounding sand dunes and woodlands. So we will go through the three stages of the adaptation. The first one is the accommodation strategy. This accommodation strategy mitigates the impact of sea level rise by altering human behavior or infrastructure while preserving existing coastal usage. It might entail, for example, adapting existing infrastructure to accommodate adaptive land uses, increasing ground level or strengthening drainage facilities, encouraging site-resistant crops, restoring sand beach, and enhancing flood warming system. The second one is by shifting development away from the shore. The retreat plan reduces the danger of sea level rise. It inhibits growth in high-risk coastal locations while encouraging development in low-risk inland areas, which are often higher in elevation. Because the construction of the new site must be supported by a relocation policy, such adaptation can be time-consuming and costly. So the last one is the offensive approach pushes the shoreline out into the sea. Red impairs back all land reclamation out onto the ocean. Many coastal towns build their waterfront using an assault strategy, which is especially critical for facilities and infrastructure that need direct sea access, such as airport and harbour. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Last but not least is the conclusion. In conclusion, the investors should be aware that the environmental issues are becoming increasingly important around the world. It is because the reclamation and dredging project for the Penang South Reclamation or PSR have their own set of benefits and drawbacks. Moreover, the public now expect a higher standard of living and a cleaner environment. As a consequence, investors should work not just to comply with the law, but also meet the public commitment. In addition to this potential concern, attention must be taken to ensure that there is no negative impact on the community life. It is also possible that the magnitude of the wave will change. Therefore, the suggested adaptation is the greatest option because it also allows residents in the region to relocate after the old Thailand has been sea ice and utilized for their development. To summarize, everyone has a responsibility to conserve our environment for future generations and to make a difference because we only have one world to save.